The two teams you're watching, Tampa Bay Brigade and the Southwest Florida Sharks, already made it into the playoffs. So this is a little pre-taste going into them. Welcome in. This is day 2 in Dallas, Texas. Tampa Bay Brigade, Southwest Florida Sharks. Southwest Florida Sharks are having an undefeated season as far as the matches go. They actually just got handed their first 2 losses in races in 24 matches. Isn't that crazy, Taylor?
Yeah, 24 races. Yeah, they had a good run until the Houston Bandits, the newest team in the league, handed their first 2 losses in the form of ringer wins.
That's right. And the Tampa Bay Brigade are having such a great season. They're 3-0 for the season as well. They've had some losses in some races, and we actually just saw them go into a gridlock yesterday. So they actually had a little bit more playing time than any other team. So I'm sure they're feeling it, but they are fired up. We were talking to them in the back. Both of these teams are absolutely hungry. The Tampa Bay Brigade have a little bit of something to prove against the Southwest Florida Sharks, as everybody thinks that they are going to be a shoe-in here.
Yeah, definitely. These two are strangers to competing against each other, and especially with the new dynamic on the Brigade, they are very excited with showcasing their athletes. Just like Chris Chaffee and Hannah Bissett, this is actually their first time performing in a partner forward, and Hannah Bissett is actually the smallest athlete in the grid. You usually see her doing all the gymnastics stuff. I talked to her earlier. She said she was so excited to do this one. She loved botched up overs, even though it's like half her height. So cute.
Yeah, she is an absolute
brushing it. Yeah.
The Southwest Florida Sharks had some faults for elbows going into those overhead squats, so they're actually a little bit behind the Tampa Bay Brigade here, but their transitions are looking really smooth, and I'm sure they're trying to catch up here. It's going to be Ariana Durham on the blue for the Brigade, and that's Garrison Matthews there as well. For the Southwest Florida Sharks, you're looking at Valerie Gunning and Zion Zafra.
At this point in the last 2 quadrants, the reps are decreasing. They just have to make sure that they are as smooth as possible, because any little faults, or if they just come off at an angle, can be faulted.
That's right, and it's really hard to keep your elbows up when you're just bouncing out of a squat like that. So it's really important that you're meeting the standards, because it's going to cost you a lot of time if not. I can't believe the Sharks are about to lose their first partner forward in so long. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but the Brigade are moving over there.
They are looking smooth so far. They have had just a flawless transitions. They're taking their time. They're not rushing and making sure that each rep is clean. And that is a perfect partner forward. That's how you started off. That was beautiful.
Wow, what a start for the Tampa Bay Brigade. I'm not sure that they knew that this was the race that they were going to win going into this race against such a dominant team. But wow.
They're here to make a statement. And I mentioned earlier that this was Hannah and Chris's, both their body weight specialists, their first time doing partner forward, and they were able to bring out a lead for their team there and set up Garrison and Ariana to make sure they move through comfortably at the end. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it really was beautiful, and it was a lot of fun to watch. I think the Tampa Bay Brigade needed that just to settle the nerves a little bit, but the Sharks are regrouping. They're having a little, powwow in the back, little team meeting. They just got a memory of a goldfish, Taylor.
Memory of a goldfish.
Where's that from? What was the show that you
Ted
told me?
Lasso.
Ted Lasso. I have to watch that one. It looks like a lot of fun. But let's go ahead and do something fun, and we're going to take a look at the teams right now and get a feel for the players. All right, we're looking at the Southwest Florida Sharks today. Roderick Holloway did a lot of work yesterday, so they're resting him a little bit today because he is a wild card, which means you play in 2 matches. I think Kelsey Kiel is coming off the bench today. She was here yesterday but didn't get too much playing time, so I have a feeling that she'll have her hand in a few more races today. I'm looking at her as well as Zion Zafra, who has one of the fastest ladder scores in the league.
And I'm going to be looking at my guy, Samuel Martin, which is one of the captains for the Sharks. He came off of an electric match yesterday. Usually we see him in a wild card format or only doing a few races. He probably had his most assignments that he's ever done yesterday, and I spoke with him today. He has twice as much amount of work today, too. So I'm excited to see my guy get some much-needed volume and reps out there. But, of course, I'm also going to be looking at Nick, who is also the workhorse of the team, too. And, of course, you have have to take a look at Blake Kidder as well, too. Mr. Showtime, and he wants to smoke and everything, so I'm always going to be keeping my eye on him.
For sure. I'm also going to keep my eye on Chelsea Rainieri. I'm going to show her some love real quick because she's going to be hitting that ringer point later, and it's going to be crazy. I think she's undefeated in this specific ringer point that you're going to see showcased later, so you don't want to miss that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other side now, the Tampa Bay Brigade. I mean, what a team. We saw them compete yesterday. They came off of a gridlock win. They stuck in there. They were changing strategies, and it seemed to pay off for them because you can't count on having to change your strategy, especially for running the same race 3 times. Exactly. So that's pretty crazy. Definitely impressed. Let's see. Garrison Matthews is going to be doing a bit of work today, a little birdie told me. I'm also looking at Courtney Moss to take up a little bit more of the strength work today with some squats. And let's see. Who else but Rebecca Rouse for the strength things. And we're also going to be seeing her do her first ringer point ever later.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be looking out for Dantai. Like he's shown that he's not just a little pretty face. He's here to compete. He's a great athlete. He moves extremely well. He's competitive, and he can do a little bit of everything.
Definitely.
But I'm also gonna be looking at Ariana Durham and also Jocelyn Williams to take care of the hang squat cleans and the snatches and the echoes as well too. Those can be some different. A differentiator. They can move barbells really well. And also my girl, I can't forget about Brittany.
Ooh.
Brittany is, she's a stud.
Oh, she definitely is. She came to make a statement, and that she did.
She is strong. Jess said that she moves weight so easily that she can't even believe that she makes it look like there's nothing on the bar. So I'm looking for her to handle that last quadrant in the echo well.
Definitely. Let's go ahead and see what this mirror is going to be now.
Mirror, the second race of every match, always features a barbell element. A male and a female barbell are placed in the first quadrant. Upon the start of the race, both are picked up by the team in any fashion by the 3 men and 3 women allowed in the race at any given time. Once the barbell leaves the ground, it...
Sorry about that, friends. I'll explain the mirror to you as we go, but this one's going to be a shoulder to overhead mirror. It's going to be 215 pounds for the men and 140 pounds for the ladies. Now, a mirror, you're going to use human racks to move the bar down the grid, male and female on both sides, and they're going to be completing 10 in each quadrant. As we go through, let's go ahead and take a look at those game faces.
Stand by. Race!
Alrighty, and they are off. We have Tampa Bay Brigade versus the Southwest Florida Sharks. You see, there's a female and a male counterpart on both sides, each of them completing 10 reps. You have to wait for your partner before you go into the next quadrant, and you have to use human racks to bring it to the next quadrant. If the bar touches the floor, your entire team has to go back to the start line, bring it back, and complete where you left off. Now, on the Tampa Bay Brigade side, they are moving fast. Only 1 rep remaining for Courtney Moss, and these transitions are looking smooth on both sides, Taylor.
Yeah, and this is going to be, you're probably going to see a lot less faults than you would yesterday in the back squats. But this is still, it's such a simple movement, but it's still easy to kind of mess it up if you bring it down too quick. So you got to make sure that you're standing up and pushing it up before you bring that bar down.
That's right. It looks like the Tampa Bay Brigade are the ones moving into that next quadrant ahead of the Sharks. Kelsey, Kiel, Blake Kidder in green. That's Dan Ty, Brittany Latham in blue. And the Tampa Bay Brigade win 2 races in a row against the Sharks.
Wow. Brigade is here to play.
I don't think that's going the way anybody expected it to go, Taylor.
I know. Blake is looking a little confused, but he slowed down a little bit. I'm surprised to see him slow down that much. Blake isn't, he's not accustomed to, well, he's used to doing 2 quadrants. So to see him slow down on that second quadrant is kind of surprising, but it could show the effects of yesterday as well, too. He did a lot of work yesterday, so he may be feeling a little bit today.
That's right. I like how the Tampa Bay Brigade is, you know, staying humble, telling them, hey, calm down. I know we're winning. I know we weren't expecting to necessarily win right now, but we're in here. We're keeping it in a level head, and I like that.
Look, I spoke to Jess. Jess is not intimidated by anybody, especially not the Sharks. So
That's very true.
She knows that they can win. She already said it themselves, that especially when she saw the rankings, she already said it, like, they don't believe us, but they're going to be shocked when they see us in the championship. So she knows that they can compete. They're out here to show that they can play and beat the best. So
she called her shot, and looks like it's paying off so far. Let's go ahead and go to Daniel on the start line with a little interview. Go ahead, Daniel.
I'm here on the grid with Southwest Florida Sharks coach Fico Gomez. Fico, a little bit of deep water, uncharted waters to start the match. Obviously not the start that you guys are accustomed to or used to having. What do you tell the team to get them back into this?
I mean, adversity was breed success, like Blake say all the time. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for them to get challenged. I knew it was going to be a battle. The Tampa has a great team. And this is what we're here for. It's grid. We wanted to be competitive. We wanted to be close races. Now let's see how they answer.
So when you get into this format, obviously different than yesterday, what is the expectation moving forward? Do you guys see that you might have an advantage moving forward in the rest of these races, or do you think it's going to be even all the way through?
I think it's going to be even all the way through, honestly. I think we may have a little edge on the ladder, but it just might be somebody makes a mistake, is right back on it. I think they're pretty even teams, and again, we're ready to battle.
Hey, let it play out how it will. Best of luck, Fico. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Daniel. Now let's get ready for this ringer point race. Ringer point race is specialist versus specialist. It's going to be absolutely insane. We have Kelsey Rainieri for the Southwest Florida Sharks versus Rebecca Rouse in her very first ringer point. Meanwhile, this is something that Kelsey is undefeated in. It's going to be 40 feet of back handsprings. You're going to run back to the start line, 4-point touch, run to the finish line.
Yes, and I'm looking at Chelsea like she's a dog. She's tiny, but she's a dog.
Yep.
But this is what she does. She is extremely competitive. She loves the spotlight. And so, but Rebecca is a slouch. She's actually, her gymnastics is incredible. You used to see her behind a barbell, but she can do some gymnastics as well too. This should be fun.
Definitely, that gymnastics background is going to come into play right now. And both of these ladies are going to fight for it. Let's watch.
Stand by. Race.
And they're off. Both of them really close.
There we go.
It's that transition. It looks like Kelsey Rainieri is going to take this ringer point race. Wow. That was crazy.
Oh, wow.
The back handsprings themselves were neck and neck, but Chelsea's ability to stop herself in place is what gives her that advantage to run back to the start line and just recover faster and just be able to get that momentum to run to the finish line.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth, because from this angle, Rebecca actually had the lead. She's a longer athlete and actually crossed the 40-foot marker a lot sooner than Chelsea, but Chelsea's reaction speed and ability to stop herself, because Rebecca was still bouncing, but Chelsea really had a great start back to the run, and that gave her the advantage right there. That was
awesome, and an amazing showing from Rebecca Rouse. I mean, Chelsea's undefeated in this ringer. Against anyone else, it would have been, you know, maybe a different story. But very impressive nonetheless for both of these ladies. We're going into this next race. It's going to be the Echo. And don't go anywhere. You're about to learn a little bit about it. We're going to learn together, and stay right here.
The Echo race is made up of 4 stations of elements that each must be completed before moving on in the race. 1 male and 1 female are allowed on the grid at any given time, but only 1 player at a time can perform reps. Substitutions may happen at any time. Once the Echo race is complete, get ready, because the same race will be repeated 45 seconds later. This race is about managing fatigue with your best players and leveraging roster depth to keep performance at a max pace through the second Echo. Remember, get ready to do it again in the Echo race.
Welcome back. We're getting ready for the Echo, and of course it's called the Echo because they echo.
Echo.
Yeah. Echo is going to do it again after 45-second rest time. Taylor, go ahead and tell us the specifics.
All right, in the first quadrant, we are going to start with 30 barbell movements at 95 pounds. The man will be doing hang squat clusters, and the women are going to be doing a hang squat clean. Then they're going to move on to 20 bar muscle ups, followed by 30 bar facing burpees. Then we're going to finish with 30 more barbell movements with a 115-pound barbell. The man will be doing a squat snatch, and the women will just be performing a regular power snatch.
That's right, Taylor. You have to move as quickly as possible since the women have to do a shorter range of motion. We're going to be seeing ladies do a lot of the work here, even though it might be a lighter barbell for the men. It's just about who can move everything the fastest, make the fastest transition time, and have the best communication out here on the grid.
Referees ready. Players ready.
Let's watch it.
Stand by. Race.
And they're off, starting off with those 30 hang squat cleans or those hang squat clusters. A cluster is a clean into a thruster. It can be a hang clean. That's what we're seeing Nick Shappy do, so it doesn't have to touch the floor. You just like bounce it off of your quads, essentially, catch it in the bottom of that squat, and just thrust it all the way up. You have to make sure that those arms are straight at the top.
So you're going to be seeing the teams break it up. You may see some of the women take over a lot of the load because they don't have to go into that thruster, but the weight is incredibly light for the guys as well too. So it's easier for the fellas to pull it right back down, but it's all about who can pull themselves into that squat as fast as possible. But you also got to watch out for the standards as well. For the women, you got to make sure that you're standing all the way up before that barbell goes back down. So you may see a lot of faults. If that happens, it's because of that.
Definitely. It's good to see Kelsey Kiel back on an Echo. And here we have your friends Sam Martin and Sammy Nally, the tale of two Sams over here for the Southwest Florida Sharks. Tampa Bay Brigade over there killing it. Dalton Herrero's back. He was acting more as an assistant coach yesterday figure with Hannah Bissett.
And Dalton, he's fresh, so he had all day off yesterday, so he's excited, he's feeling good, and so good to have a fresh body going against these Sharks over here. But I think it's going to come down to whoever gets off these burpees the fastest. Both teams have incredibly fast burpeers, if that is a word, so it's going to be whoever can get to that bar first is going to have a huge advantage.
I was talking to Jess Krezmien earlier. She said that her team is so good that she doesn't even have to do the burpees. She said that's how fast her team is, and she has one of the fastest burpee times in the league. Yeah, the fastest, actually. She is, you know, the gold standard. So her team is very impressive, and they're moving pretty fast through this Echo. Both teams doing these bar-facing burpees. Remember, there can only be one person working at a time. You saw them waterfall earlier, but the Brigade's transition of Hannah Bissett waiting in that burpee was absolutely ridiculous. Both of these players are at the barbell at the same time. Zion Zafra doing an amazing job with his snatches, just catching it in the bottom, able to just muscle it up and get that fast turnover. Brittany Latham over there fast as well. Sydney Witter's going to be taking over the barbell. But if I'm looking correctly, it looks like the Tampa Bay Brigade are going a bit faster.
Yeah, so this is where you definitely have to watch out for the women on the teams because the women, since they do not have to go into that squat, though if they can hold on to that bar, it's so much more of an advantage, where the guys have so much room for error when they pull themselves underneath. But these boys are killing it right now.
Dan Ty with his overhead mobility is insane, and the Brigade are going to take the first Echo. Wow.
Oh, no. She called it no rep. They called it no rep.
They called it a no rep.
They called it no rep.
They better keep going. They can't move while their team is on the grid. They can't move while their team is on the grid.
No.
They can't move while their team is on the grid. Oh, boy. And the Sharks are going to take the Echo. What happened there, Taylor? There were 10 reps to go. I don't know why they went into the finish line like that.
I don't know what happened. I think they're going to have to look at that because they obviously had a lot more reps to do.
I think they thought it was 20 and it was 30.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. they got to turn it back around. They got to reset. They got to reset, refocus, regroup. Whoa.
Yeah, and they're not even supposed to be able to complete reps while their players were on the grid.
I know.
So
I guarantee you, because it's the Echo, they're going to review it again at the end, and if there are any kind of penalties or need for a rerun, they will assess it after the second Echo.
that's a good point, because it's going to be the same race either way.
Yeah, yeah. So if they're, because we saw that yesterday, there was a challenge flag and a ref review, and they assessed both penalties at the end.
Yes, there we go. And it's going to be 15 seconds before they do it all again. If the Brigade are able to take it and do the same thing that they were doing before, I think they could take at least the second Echo and see if they could do a rerun for the first.
Yeah.
And they're off. It looks like Nick Shappy is starting off with those clusters. Again, Nick Shappy and those clusters. He's almost as fast as a woman squat, if not faster. It's absolutely insane. We're looking at Jocelyn Williams over here for the Tampa Bay Brigade, and she is slinging that weight. She is a shorter athlete. I said taller before in a previous match, and she's like, hey, just so you know, I'm about your height. I'm like, oh yeah, girl, my bad. But she's just a powerhouse of an athlete, great Olympic weightlifter. It looks like Valerie Sedona Townsend is going to be taking over for the Southwest Florida Sharks. Samuel Martin is getting ready to hit those bar-facing burpees, but Brandon Thayers is going to take over for the Brigade. Brandon Thayers was having some trouble yesterday with his depth. They're watching him very closely today, so make sure that he's hitting the standard. You have to go below parallel. 1 rep remaining for the Sharks, and it looks like Samuel Martin is the first one to the bar muscle-ups. It's going to be 30. You see, they can't do it at the same time. That's why they're doing a technique called waterfalling. Sammy goes, then Sam goes, then Sammy goes, then Sam goes. And we love to watch the Sams move over here on the grid. On the other side, it looks like it's Garrison Matthews with Hannes Bissett going to be taking over for the bar muscle-ups. The Brigade have lost their lead here. They're not going as fast as they were, dominating as much as they were before in the previous Echo that we just saw.
I'm just hoping that that the Tampa Bay Brigade isn't as too frazzled as what happened in the last match. They had such a great lead, or when actually they were behind, but then they were able to make up a lot of the difference on the burpees. But right now, I just
David Blatt is not exactly splitting the line on all of these, so we're gonna have to see if these get reviewed. But there were quite a few that weren't, quite splitting the line. Referees didn't quite catch it though, so they might get away with it. Brigade on the other side trying to catch up, but it looks like they have a spread of about 10 reps. So Zion Zafra is going to be taking over those snatches and getting to that barbell first. There's not even a player waiting at the barbell yet for the Brigade. This might be the Sharks to win.
Yeah, I'm up here looking at the Brigade. They had a couple of no falls, which is going to really help their case right there. All the Sharks have to do is just be smooth. They don't have to be fast right now. They got a good schedule lead right now. They just need clean reps.
That's right. Tampa Bay Brigade doing those power snatches. Rebecca Rouse with the close grip. Kelsey Kiel is taking over for the Southwest Florida Sharks. Zion Zafra is coming back to do those. He was really fast on those. Dan Tai waiting to take the snatches over. Still a spread of about 8 points. They were able to close it just a little bit, but they're gonna have to go faster if they want a chance. Sydney Witter's taking over for the Southwest Florida Sharks in green. Dan Tai going as quickly as he can, and he is willing to do everything it takes to do it, but the Sharks have a hand up. 3 reps remaining. 2. Last one for Kelsey Kiel on this next one, and it looks like the Sharks are going to take Echo 2.
Yeah, that was Sydney right there that finished it at the end. She's a strong girl. We saw her finish up the sprint relay with an easy 330-pound deadlift right there, and now we just saw Sydney just finish it and bring it home again for the Sharks.
4 reps remaining for Rebecca Rouse. She is killing it though. Those are really heavy. She's a smaller athlete. She weighs about 59 kilos or about 130 pounds, or at least that's the weight class that she competes in. So the fact that she's, able to keep up and do all of these things with a heavy barbell against bigger people is so impressive. The Tampa Bay Brigade are going to finish under the time cap. They will be rewarded 1 point for finishing within the time cap, and the Sharks for winning will get 2 points.
So it was definitely So it was definitely very tough to see how the first echo went down. It looked like they had one, and I saw Dan Ty on the second echo come and confirm how many reps it was. So I think it was a little miscommunication with the reps there. But they had a huge opportunity to steal one again from the Sharks there. So hopefully they can just forget about that, move on, and just focus on the ladder. But I think they're still going to go back in and review it and make any corrections if they need to.
Definitely, Taylor. And it's hard to, you know, count on people making a mistake, especially after something so crazy as we just saw. So it's definitely important to review everything. That's what the referees are doing right now. The Tampa Bay Brigade are at the very least fighting for it to be, you know, rerun for that first echo since they were ahead. And being able to utilize that same strategy will be helpful for them that they hit in echo 1.
Exactly, and they're a very emotional team. They feed off their leader, Jess Krezmien, who is a very passionate and fierce competitor. So that whole team has that same dynamic as well too. But with that, how they channel that moving forward is going to determine how the rest of the match goes.
Definitely. We're going to find out in just a minute what exactly is happening. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and comment down below where you're watching from, even if you're not watching this live. I want to know. I want to see if we have friends from all over the globe tuning in to watch United Grid League. Here we are in the beautiful state of Texas, the biggest state in the United States, I think. I'm not a geography major or anything like that. But I'm definitely having a lot of fun here, getting ready to hit what they call a Texas two-step tonight.
Ooh, where you going?
I'm going to what I don't know what they call the clubs here, the honky tonks. We're gonna have some fun.
Turn around, go to town.
I'm gonna see if I can go to the boot barn and get myself a little hat or something.
Look, when we left here yesterday, we were driving out, and to the left, I saw a whole bunch of horses. Like, we are definitely in Texas, and people coming out with their cowboy, cowgirl boots on. I'm like, yep, I expect nothing less.
Yeah, because you live in New Jersey.
Yep, Jersey.
And that's a city, right? Jersey City,
it's
New
a lot
Jersey.
of city.
Yep, and I live in Miami, which is a city with an ocean. So it's definitely very different from having, you know, horses and cows and planes.
I know, seeing them walking down the road, I was like, all right.
All right. That's how you get to the grocery store. You ride a horse.
Exactly. They got horse parking.
Oh, perfect. I love it. Let's go ahead and tune in with our friend Daniel to see what exactly is happening on the grid here. Daniel?
We got a little update on this echo. So the first echo, we go back, Coach Pasenda of the Brigade's throwing his challenge flag. He's saying that the athletes at 20 reps were stopped and allowed to finish from the referee's ruling. All right, so what they're gonna do is they're gonna go back and review, they're gonna sort some things out, and they may have to restart and get the reps completed, but because they were stopped, it impeded the progress of a true outcome. And because of that, we got to look, we got to sort it out, but we'll be right back with a ruling.
Thanks for that, Daniel. So it looks like they're still deliberating. We don't know what the outcome is going to be yet, but in the spirit of sports and fairness, they're going to try to see if a rerun would be the fairest thing. Because if it was an athlete error, it's up to your team to know what your assignment is.
It is, but also you're listening to the refs, and it's loud out here and everything. So sometimes you don't necessarily hear the ref talk or count out loud. And if you're doing your own count, you're probably thinking that you're a lot further ahead as well too. So there's been several times I had to yell out louder, or I can't hear you, just to hear the refs count. So I don't know if that was what the issue was, if they thought that they heard good or whatever, but they obviously thought that they had one more, and they were confident with that last one.
Definitely, that's fair. If I were counting in my head, I'm not the best at math, so I would probably get it wrong as well. But I used to referee, and one thing about me is I like to be loud. So I was always yelling at people. I'm like, 1, 2, 3. And my favorite feedback to get was like, wow, I hear you, like over the music. And I always know what number I'm on. And I'm like, yes, that's the best thing that you can ever hear as a referee.
Oh, 100%. Like, even before we'll go out there, I will go look at, like, I find out who my judge is, ref is, Jess, and I'll tell them, I like, speak loud, speak loud. I'll tell them that every single time. If I don't hear, I'll be like, louder.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest. I want to hear your throat. Say with a diaphragm.
We're getting into the biology now. We're learning all the classes today. But these teams are fired up. I know the Tampa Bay Brigade are definitely wanting to rerun this Echo, especially considering how well they did on the last one. It's definitely going to hurt. Probably not hurt too much, actually, because honestly, they're doing very well, and no doubt that they're going to continue this momentum, and the Sharks are going to give them hell for it. But it'll be nice for them going into the deeper strength-based races to have a padding for the score. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely going to hurt their bodies, though.
Oh, definitely.
That barbell, ooh. But the one good thing is that if they do have to rerun, they will rerun the last two elements. So it will be the bar-facing burpees and then finishing off with the snatches. So both of them were pretty even on the burpees. I think the Sharks had a little bit less transitions there, but they started slowing down a little bit towards the end, which allowed the Brigade on the first one to catch up. So by the time they finished, the Brigade actually got to the bar faster in the first Echo. So if they do start there, I'm going to be looking for the Brigade to pick up from there.
We're going to come right back for you, friends. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get a ruling for you in just about a minute. Stay here.
Oh, wow. I was afraid of, like, letting go. Wow. So I was, like, so scared. Sorry. I can't even have it. But then one day we were training at Brigade and at the practice. And Storm was like, if we could have one woman that could do this movement, that would change the whole season for us. He didn't say Paula, But I was like, damn, I have to do
Sorry to cut you off, Paula. Much love for you, girl. I have an official ruling from my friend Daniel, and I need to hear it. I need to know what's happening. Daniel, talk to me.
All right, we're back. We got a ruling on Coach Pacenda's challenge. It looks as though the referee gave no indication of how reps being done. And so because of that, they're going to lose their challenge. It's on the team to understand how many reps that they are to complete, and it's on the team to complete the given number of reps. And there was no indication from the referee saying you had X amount of reps left, so they should have kept working. And because of that, they're going to lose their challenge, and the race is going to stand on the grid. Cassie, back to you.
Wow, thanks for that, Daniel. Taylor, that's a tough one.
That's a real tough one. That's a real tough one. And like I said earlier, they were confident when they moved across the line. Wow, they finished really quickly.
Right.
And when I came back, and I'm like, oh, they had a lot more left to go. So unfortunately, that's going to be a real big loss for them. And that all they have to do now is forget that, move on. They got the rest of the match too.
Yeah, even myself, I was a bit confused because we have the unofficial score on our screen, and it said they had 10 left. So I was like, oh, we must be off by a lot right now. But it looks like we were correct. But we're going to go ahead and talk to Jess Krezmien a little about what just happened with Daniel. Go ahead, guys.
We are here with owner, coach, player of everything Tampa Bay Brigade, Jess Krezmien. Jess, obviously, the Brigade come out smoking hot. Partner forward has been an Achilles, and I talked to Coach Pacenda yesterday as far as like coming out slow, but today that was not the issue. What did you tell the team going into today's match?
I mean, we've just been hustling the whole time. We wanted them to think partner forward was a weakness, and just so we could come out hot and beat them in it, so no big deal.
I see it. So with the early start, with the stakes that are on the line, what do you do going into this ladder and the rest of the match to pull ahead and maintain ahead, or is it even a thought you're just worried about the Brigade right now?
We're just worried about us. I mean, we came into this knowing we already clinched playoffs, and we came into this saying, hey, we're going to stick it to them and make them realize that they can't just have an easy win or whatever. But our whole goal right now is to have fun while playing our race, because you saw if we just run our race, we're smooth, we're fast, we'll be fine.
Any special someone at home you want to say hey to?
Hey, Maddie, and Mom and Dad.
All right, Jess, appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Jess did tell me that earlier. She was like, I'm just looking to have fun out here. She already knows that she clinched playoffs, and her team is definitely making a statement out here today.
They are, and I know my girl. Like, she says that they're here to have fun. Jess is probably the most competitive person I know next to myself. So, fun.
That's fun for her, though. That's the fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And we'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere. You're going to learn a little bit about this next strength race.
The ladder consists of 2 rows of 4 stations of a strength-based element, 1 row for males and 1 row for females. The weight increases as you move down the grid. Teams send out 1 player at a time, alternating male and female, to perform the designated lift for the match format. Each successful lift has a point value that is added to the team's ladder score. The point value is equal to the quadrant the barbell is sitting in. Players are allowed 1 lift attempt per quadrant and may skip any quadrant they choose, but are never allowed to backtrack once a barbell is passed. The team with the highest total point value at the end of the 4-minute time cap wins. This race is one of the most strategic and coach-reliant of all of the races. As a good game plan and in-the-moment decision-making, to manage time is everything. Remember, lift heavier and score higher in the ladder race.
And we're back. We're getting ready for this ladder. Taylor, go ahead and tell me a little bit about the ladder.
I would love to. This is hands down my favorite ladder.
Oh, I know it sure is. And you dominated every ladder.
This is the snatch ladder. The man's weight is going to be 195 pounds and increase to 215, 235, and finish up with 255 pounds in that 4th quadrant. The women's weight is going to go 120, 135, 150, and 165 pounds in that last quadrant. The athletes will progress through the grid, trying to accumulate as many bars as they can with just 1 attempt, and they'll get credit for that corresponding quadrant as the points. So if they hit the 1st bar, they'll get 1 point. If they hit the 4th bar, they'll earn 4 points. So each team has a total of 10 points that they can help accumulate for their team.
Absolutely, and every once in a while we'll get a little comment like, oh, this elite CrossFit athlete that went to the games can definitely snatch more than that. Of course they can, and a lot of people here can snatch more than that as well. But you try sprinting to a bar, doing it, sprinting to a heavier bar, doing it, and doing that 4 times as quickly as you can, so your next teammate can do it.
And 25 seconds, because that's approximately how long the average athlete should have on the grid. Is between 23 to 28 seconds on that grid.
Yep, and I'm sure they can do it, but if they can, they would do it on the grid. So, I don't know, invite them over here maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're
Sign
open
up.
to it.
Try out.
Here we are. Both of these teams stacked on the strength side, so it's going to be a really interesting fight.
Stand by. Race.
And they're off. Brittany Latham for the Tampa Bay Brigade, finishing off her bar first. Breezy Lanes for the Southwest Florida Sharks. Breezy Lanes is a bit of a taller athlete. The bar has to travel a little bit further for it to get over her head, but she crushes every single ladder. So no surprise that she is doing amazing here. Brittany Latham, it's up. Amazing, beautiful textbook snatch. Breezy Lanes is also going to finish. Some strong ladies on both sides. I think that's where they really shine, these 2 teams, are their ladies.
And definitely, that 4th bar for a lot of the women is definitely a deciding factor for the teams. So the more women that you have that can hit that 4th bar, it's going to be a huge advantage for each team.
Roderick Holloway, gymnastics specialist, hitting that 4th bar, and it is good.
That's a body weight specialist right there that can clear a ladder.
I did like to see Brandon Thayers on the other side. What a humongous guy, snatching like that and having such great mobility. Rebecca Rouse, Olympic weightlifter, she's going for that 4th bar, no doubt about it. Valerie gunning with that full snatch. Wow, I am just blown away by the talent on the grid here. It looks like the Tampa Bay Brigade have a slight lead since they were able to clear all the bars except for that one with Brandon Thayers. Courtney Moss catching it very shallow and just pressing it up, but that's allowed here as long as you end on an extended arm. Okay, Courtney. Do the thing, Courtney. Okay. Zion Zafra going ahead and doing his thing, hitting that 4th bar. Can he do it? Oh, he's going to fault out on that one. He'll get the next one. Kelsey Kiel is coming out. She's a CrossFit Games athlete, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, she is. And we already seen 2 of the boys on each team. Well, one of the boys from each team missed that 4th quadrant. So let's see if the women can help pick up that slack. But right now, it's very close on both sides. But the women have been looking solid all day. I love to see
nice. Kelsey Kiel with that power snatch. Dan Tai is coming out on the other side. Blake Kidder, who has one of the fastest ladder scores. I think the top two people on the Sharks are top 5 in ladder speed.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And right now, like, I think he may be feeling yesterday because he's moving a lot slower than what I'm used to him seeing. But I have no doubt that he's going to hit this bar.
That's right.
Easy.
Blake Kidder, I'm sure, is feeling some kind of fatigue, but trying not to show it, and
that power still there.
Russian. Dan Tai on the other side was also able to clear this ladder. He's actually a rugby player back in England. He traveled all this way to compete with the Tampa Bay Brigade, and he's really found his family there. Sydney Witter is coming out in the green, hitting that 3rd bar. She crushes. Her strength has gotten so much better over the years, and Jocelyn Williams is also going to clear that ladder. What an emotional moment for that team.
Man, right so far, every single one of the Brigade women have hit the ladder, have finished the ladder. This is awesome.
Tough. Nick Shappy coming out here for the Southwest Florida Sharks. Dalton Herrero setting up on the 3rd bar. Okay, body weight specialist.
Stay feeling fresh.
Dalton Herrero going for the 4th bar.
Come on, Dalton.
Wow. Let's see it. Hit it.
Down.
That was an amazing try from Dalton. I'm impressed nonetheless. He caught it.
He caught that. He had that.
Chelsea Rainieri coming out here for the Sharks in the green.
Okay,
she is
Captain.
Such a little powerhouse. Wow.
Bodyweight special hitting that 3rd bar. That is huge.
David Black coming out. He's going to hit that 1st one.
The bodyweight specialists are showing out.
Garrison Matthews making his ladder debut. Is he going to hit 2 or 3 bars?
Wow.
2 bars for him.
Whoa.
All the bodyweight specialists are out today, Tyler.
Okay, Brigade.
Taylor.
Look. I can't wait for the official scores.
That is going to be a tough one, Taylor.
Tampa Bay came to play.
The Sharks haven't lost a ladder in a long time. In fact, they're the only team to almost have a perfect ladder. One of them was overturned at the last minute during referee review. So they had a ladder score of 96. A perfect ladder score is 100.
I would tell my team all the time, I'm like, I don't care what your record is. I don't care if you're #1 in the world. Everybody can be beat. I don't care if you're the greatest person to ever do it. You can still be beat. So stay hungry. We were always the underdog, and we went undefeated. So I'm like, anybody on any given day can be beat. You just have to connect the dots.
I like that, Taylor. And it's one of my favorite Rudy stories. Your Orlando Aces story.
Yep.
It was definitely, it had that vibe for me, which is one of my favorite movies. If you haven't seen it, it's a great one. But in a minute, we're going to get an interview with Daniel after this ladder because there's just so many thoughts. But first, I really want to hear what the ladder score is, and I got to find it out. Talk to me.
We got the ladder results in, and it is going to be the Brigade taking the ladder 78 to 72. Ladder snatch, it's awesome. A lot of power lifters, a lot of strong people out here on the grid. It's an exciting match. Can't wait to see how this thing plays out.
Taylor, this is a bit of an upset here today.
What? There is.
I I can't believe what I'm seeing, honestly. I didn't think that this was going to be an easy match, but the way that the Brigade came in here, hot, it's definitely exciting.
I told you, my girl Jess said that this is meant to be a fun match. Fun means she's ready to compete. So she's out here to, again, make a statement. And so that's what she's doing right now. Like, she said it from the beginning. She already had her team to be in the championship. She knew she wasn't afraid of the challenge, and she's proving it right now.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and hear from someone who cleared the ladder on the Brigade side. Daniel?
I'm here with Tampa Bay Brigade's Dan Ty. Dan, amazing job on the snatch ladder, making it look easy. I don't even think you broke a sweat, man. So tell me, obviously, long way to travel, playing with the Brigade. What's it like in this first season with the travel and everything that goes into being a Grid League player?
The travel is probably the hardest part, but as soon as I get here, I'm just meted by an amazing group of people. The energy is so good. I'm so happy to be here and I'm having a great time.
When you get off the plane, and you know it's a little bit longer of a flight for most players, when you get here and you have a match on one day and then you turn around at 8 a.m. and got to do it again, what's the body like and what's the recovery process like? Or do you just not think about that?
I try not to think about it. I just kind of blank out when I do competitions, and I'm just here to do whatever I need to do. My body feels fine, as is the truth.
Well, that's good because it's a very close match. You guys got the edge right now, but obviously a lot of races left to go. As this thing plays out, hey, man, best of luck. Go get after it, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Dan. Back to you.
Thanks, Daniel. It was so fun to hear from Dan Ty.
He is such a sweet guy.
He is.
I've had the opportunity to speak with him a couple of times, and he is legit. How he is out here is how he is, like, behind closed. Like, he is such an amazing guy. Great energy. Great energy.
And the Brigade just found out that they won. And they are hype. The crowd is hype. It's a little early, so we don't have quite the crowd that we're going to have later. But, I mean, hello. They just won a ladder against the Sharks.
Look, I'm over here. I know we can't take anything back. You need to move forward. But I'm just thinking about if they won that first Echo, and then this momentum shift right here, we'll be talking about an even different match. But I'm excited about this next ringer point right here.
I mean, they're handing the Sharks their third, fourth, fifth L of the season in races. So it's definitely an exciting one. Everybody's pumped. The Sharks look a little deflated, but I'm sure they're just regrouping, getting their head in the game, and they're just going to take it on the chin and move on from it.
They need this, and they needed a test. And Fico said it best. It's like they know that they are a championship team, but they also needed to be faced with adversity. And every single team, you don't know with the strength of your team until you get faced with adversity, how you overcome that.
Yes.
So I'm interested to see how they do come together, especially with this being the second match, because if they do advance to the championship, how are their bodies going to respond in the championship if they don't have the conditioning after that first match?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard, especially the Sharks haven't really been tested to this capacity yet in the season. They've gone against arguably a few of the easiest teams to beat, respectfully, in the league, as far as, you know, having a bunch of rookies on their class, having a bunch of mishaps happen on their side. And the Sharks, not to mention, are missing a few players with some flights being canceled out of Chicago. So definitely a tough time for them, but it's still anybody's game. It's still a dogfight out here. It's still close as can be.
Of course, and then there's something about being, something to say about being battle tested. The Brigade, they went wall to wall against a hungry Las Vegas Venom yesterday, so they know how to crawl and fight back.
That's right. We're going to see a ringer point now, which is specialist versus specialist. We're looking at Sam Martin of the Southwest Florida Sharks and Garrison Matthew of the Tampa Bay Brigade. It's going to be 4 burpees over a wall, the wall being 6 feet, 1 inch tall, Taylor, which we spoke about yesterday is much taller than us. We can definitely walk underneath it with no problem, not even have to think about hitting our heads or anything like that.
Not at all. And Sam, like, he was making this look like child's play. He is a D1 athlete. He went to FSU as a 400-meter runner, so he's explosive. He's light. So I'm going to be looking for him to fly over this wall as well, too. But Garrison, he's strong. he's a dog.
He is.
So he did a lot of work yesterday, so I think it's going to be competitive, but I think it's going to come down to a foot race, and if I have to put my money on anybody, I'm going to say Sam Martin with, by just a hair.
I would say that veteran ability is definitely going to show here, especially in controlling yourself over the wall, not going too far, keeping your body close to it in proximity. Garrison Matthews, this is going to be his first ringer point ever, right? So I don't really have a good visual grasp or any idea of how he's going to do. He's pacing the grid right now. I like the look of him. I like the intensity. I like everything that he's shown me on the grid. He's definitely someone that you can count on to fill in the gaps that the Tampa Bay Brigade have as far as like male ability for jumping and burpees and things like that. So I'm excited to see him step up here.
Exactly.
Referees ready.
Veteran versus first-time ringer. Let's see it.
Stand by. Race.
And they're off. Sam Martin with the speed. It looks like he is going to touch the ground on the other side first. Garrison Matthews having to kind of corral himself over the wall, but Sam Martin just flies over it. He's splitting it, and he is gone! Sam Martin is going to take this ringer point race. The Southwest Florida Sharks are going to stay undefeated in the ringers for today's match.
My guy is amped. My guy is amped. This was made for him. It was the right amount of reps for him, and he knew, he understood the assignment. He knew where he wanted to go. It was clean. Sam has been on both sides where he has lost some heartbreakers, but it has won some other ones as well too. But this one was such a clean showing for him. I'm happy for him. But Garrison, he looked good. He looked strong. He was right there in it as well too. I think he definitely covered that 20% differential.
Yeah, definitely agree. I mean, Garrison, he was very fast. Sam Martin is just Sam Martin. It's a tough one for sure. All right, we just saw the specialists go head-to-head. It looks like the Sharks are going to take both ringer points, but we're going into a different race now. We're going to see a little bit more of the bodyweight specialists get to shine here, which there's some of the best in the league on these two teams, so you don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Jack and Jill features 3 stations of high-level bodyweight-based elements that increase in difficulty moving down the grid. 1 male and 1 female are allowed on the grid at any given time, and only 1 player can be working at a time. The team can only move on to the next station when the previous station is complete. This race is the simplest when it comes to rules, but the most reliant on player skill and speed, as the hyper specialists often make the difference in the race. Remember, let the bodyweight ninjas fly in the Jack and Jill race.
I'm almost always on a foam roller. That's the first thing I do when I start training. I was just rolling out those muscles and getting them opened up and warm helps me mobilize a little bit easier.
It wasn't just a regular roller. It hit the right spots.
As a bodyweight specialist, I'm always trying to get in there just so I can get better range here. I'm definitely using this as much as possible.
I'm so excited to get to work those into my mobility, my warm-up drills, and that's already going to go right into my gym bag.
I will be using this to get in there so that I can get out there and be all right.
And get out there. Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was going to be on. But I love the way she said that.
It's a great little promo.
Yeah, it's so good. Let's go ahead and hear a little bit about the Jack and Jill race, the specifics. Taylor, talk to me.
All right, for this Jack and Jill, they are going to start off with 60 chest-to-bar pull-ups, then 30 double touches. The double touch consists of a total bar into a chest-to-bar, and then they're going to finish with 15 triple touches, which is a total bar, chest-to-bar, and a muscle-up, counts as 1 rep.
This is going to be a good one, especially because it's just fast movement. We're going to be seeing a lot of waterfalls. Oh, but there's a challenge on the grid.
Already? Is this from the last one?
Oopsie daisies.
Oh, wow.
Daniel, can you tell me a little bit about what's happening right now?
What's that?
We're here on the grid. It looks like Coach Tomas Pacino of the Brigade is throwing his second challenge flag. Now, he's questioning the reps for Sam Martin of the Sharks. On the burpee, your chest is supposed to hit the ground. He's claiming that the chest never touched the ground on a few of those reps. So the review is in progress. As soon as we get a ruling, we'll be back with you.
Oof.
All right. We're having fun.
All right. We were just chilling right now. We were learning a little bit about the Jack and Jill.
I completely missed that. I saw the shot. I like, oh.
It's just that the wall is in the way. We should have known when the wall wasn't moved that there was a referee review, but glad that we're here and we have Daniel.
Look.
What a man.
What a man. Look. Coach Tomas, he just doesn't throw his flag for anything, and I think because the echoes, there's a lot of confusion. He's just like, let me just toss it out there just because.
Yeah.
But typically when he throws out a challenge flag, he is positive. He doesn't. Again, he was the head ref for many years, and so he sees things very, very keenly. So if he saw something, he's definitely saw something.
I definitely believe it, Taylor. I don't doubt it at all. The score right now is 9-9. They haven't determined whether this is going to be an official ruling yet because they're still determining the flag on the grid, so to speak. But we're going to get a ruling, in just about 10 seconds. All right, Daniel, talk to me. What's happening?
Coach Tomas Pacenda, unfortunately, is going to lose his second challenge of the day because there's inconclusive evidence of whether the chest actually hit the ground or not. It was close, so they're going to keep the ruling as stands on the grid.
Wow, that is unfortunate for the Tampa Bay Brigade, but it looks like the Sharks are going to keep that 2-point win for that ringer point.
And that's the unfortunate thing about this, because there's inconclusive evidence. So maybe Coach Tomas did see something, but the issue is you have to have proof. Yes. So if there wasn't a camera angle to support that, even if there were some refs that may have been questionable, I don't know, I didn't see it, but if there isn't evidence, you can't turn it.
That's right. It's hard to have cameras on every single angle of the grid, but hopefully one day we will. And we'll have lasers pointing out everywhere and make everything super dramatic.
And if you want to help that come, then maybe you should sponsor us.
Oh, yeah. We're looking for all the sponsors.
Exactly. We want to see this get bigger and better to help us out. Let's go.
There we go. Now, we're getting ready for this Jack and Jill race. I'm sure it's going to start at any moment. It's going to be bodyweight specialist versus the bodyweight specialist, one person working at a time. We're going to be seeing a lot of water falling, as I was saying earlier, before I was really interrupted by that flag on the floor that we missed. But it's going to be interesting, especially because there's some of the best bodyweight specialists in the league on both of these teams, and because it's going to go by so fast compared to other Jack and Jills. You know, you're able to waterfall more because you're able to use more bars, and it's just a faster movement, shorter range of motion. I was looking for the word.
Definitely. And both these teams, against any other team, I will probably say that one or the other will have the advantage over any other team for the most part. But this one is going to be very close to call. They are both very highly skilled athletes and gymnasts on each side. They're so incredibly fast. Marissa and Chris are some of the best Jack and Jill combinations over there, and they're so incredibly fast. They've won multiple grid testers as well too. But also the Sharks with Chelsea and then Sam Martin and David Blatt over there. They're clean. They're gymnasts. They're fast. They're just clean and smooth. So we'll see who's cycle speed and who can be the cleanest with their waterfalls on this.
That's right. It looks like the Sharks have gotten their first lead of the day. The score is currently 10 for the Tampa Bay Brigade and 11 for the Sharks, in case you're just coming in. But it's an exciting one. It's been back and forth, a lot of give and take, which is a lot of fun to see. If this is going to be the playoffs, and if this is what the playoffs are going to be like, you're in for a treat when we get there in August.
Oh my gosh, and I'm just excited that we get a front row viewing of this. This is awesome. I'm definitely going to be looking at to see who can waterfall and who's going to be the most in sync there. Because if one side gets out of sync just a little bit, they're going to have Coach costly no reps, and only one person is going to reps are going to be able to count. So I'm going to see which team can be as the most cohesive.
Definitely. Mind you, all of these players played yesterday, so they're working with the fatigue of playing yesterday. The Tampa Bay Brigade especially, with all the reruns and the gridlock that they had to do. But it's a fight out here. Bodyweight specialist for specialist. Who can pull it off? Can the Brigade come back? Sedona Townsend, Nick Shappy are out for the Southwest Florida Sharks in green. Garrison Matthews, Jess Krezmien in blue on your screen. They are doing chest to bar pull-ups. It's going to be a total of
60.
60, thank you. So they're doing what's called waterfalling right now. Talk to me a little bit about that, Taylor.
So you're going to see right now, you see that the Sharks, they just got a little bit out of rhythm, but you want to time it where one athlete's at the bottom while the other athlete is at the top. And so if they're doing that, then it's going to be able to be faster cycle speeds, because one athlete always has to be in the hang while the other one's at the top. So you kind of see here that the Sharks kind of lose their rhythm there, and they're just trying to find their rhythm. So both teams right now are kind of a little bit sloppy right now, so you don't want to work too much. So you see the Sharks, they already just dropped down. They negated that, and there's a little bit of miscommunication there, so it's tough.
The hard thing is they had such different ranges of motion. One of them had a lot shorter arms, and one of them had a lot longer arms. So that's what's really making that difference right now for the waterfall, and that's why they weren't able to sync it up properly. But it looks like the Sharks are the first of the double touches, which is going to be a toe to bar to chest to bar. Your feet do not have to be straight. You just have to touch at least the top of your shoe to that bar and get your chest to make contact with that bar as well right afterward. You can't re-swing into it. You got to go straight in, because if you do, you're going to waste a lot of time. You technically can, but why would you want to do that when they're moving like this? Wow, look at Chris Chaffee making up speed.
He is moving right there. So now you're going to see they're going to go back to the waterfalls on the triple touches. The double touch is the only one you cannot do. A waterfall on the movement's just way too fast. Yep. So now you're going to see them go back and forth with the waterfall.
Yeah, this is a triple touch. So it's a toe to bar, chest to bar, muscle up. If you miss any point of contact in one of those, you have to start the entire movement over. So for example, if you don't just touch your chest and you go for that muscle up, it doesn't count, because you have to start from the toe to bar, then to the chest to bar, then into the muscle up. The Sharks had a little bit of a lead going into this. They only have 3 reps remaining. Coach Fico Gomez was not happy with the miscommunication on his team, which we almost never see. There's only 1 rep remaining. Sam Martin is struggling. Chelsea Rainieri, they are both gassed. It's hard. Somebody has to switch out, and they are not hearing Coach right now. Garrison Matthews, sorry, Dalton Herrero. Oh! They're going to finish. Did you see that? What a play! Too close for comfort, Dalton. Too close for comfort.
Too close, Dalton. But this thing, watch me. Wow. That was crazy.
Coach Fico Gomez was yelling at them to the sideline to tag out. They were both gassed. You have to listen to your coach. You have to make sure you know what your coach is saying at any given time. But it's okay. He's comforting his players and getting them pour out back in. But Dalton Herrero just came out so hot and finished it off. And the way that he was just waiting at the edge of the finish line, what a gangster. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. The Sharks, Sam had 2 costly no reps on there, and then Chelsea came and had a fault as well towards the end there, instead of Sam running out and grabbing in somebody fresh. He thought since there only was 1 more rep, he can muscle through it. Unfortunately, he got a 3rd no rep, and that opened up the doors for the Brigade to come in and stay smooth. And then Dalton, my God, feeling fresh.
he's definitely feeling fresh. He's been doing great this season.
He has.
All of him and Sam Martin on both teams have been having a heck of a season. But the Tampa Bay Brigade are going to come back from that one, and they are going to They changed the score into something wrong, but give me just a second. I'll get that official score to you. They just regressed in points, but we'll get that for you in a second. In the meantime, we're looking forward to the next race. We just saw the body specialists face off against each other. Now we're going to see the women face off against each other. Who is the better female team, essentially? You're going to learn a little bit about what we're about to see, and then I'll give you the specifics. We'll be right back.
The triad is the only race in which there is a male and a female version performed separately. It consists of 5 elements, each with 3 stations that must be completed individually. 3 players can be on the grid at any given time. All players can perform at any station and in any order. But all of the designated reps must be performed at each station. All 3 stations of each element must be complete before the team can move on to the next element. The triad is all about player conditioning and managing fatigue across the team. The best strategy ensures players have enough left in the tank for the last element and has backup plans for when things inevitably go wrong. Remember, try to catch your breath in the triad race.
Just landed in Orlando, Florida for the Sharks boot camp. This new uniform I feel like is very nice. I like its fit and I really like to be in this green color. I grew up an athlete. I swam, I played basketball, but my main sport was soccer. Went to college, played 4 years in college, and that's actually when I found CrossFit. CrossFit definitely changed my life. Honestly, if you told me back then I'd be where I am now, I would have laughed at you. I kind of went the team route for a little while. I went to the games in 2018 and 19. And then my 2020 season, I tried to make it as an individual and I ended up qualifying. So I got my ticket to the CrossFit Games as an individual, which was always the goal. But because of the pandemic and the nature of the world shutting down, they actually changed how that CrossFit Games was handled. So they took my invite away from me. Wanting to get back into the competitive something again, and I just feel like Grid presented itself at the perfect time and the perfect point in my life that I can train really hard but also have some balance in my life. My coach was like, it's like you got signed to the Eagles as a kicker and they're asking how far you can throw the ball. I was like,
That's awesome. Kelsey Kiel is out here today crushing it. But let's go ahead and take it to Daniel to hear a little bit about something that's happening. Daniel?
We're on the grid. Coach Fico Gomez of the Sharks has thrown his challenge flag. He's saying that the Sharks on the triple touches did the desired amount of reps that were asked of them. The referees are reviewing it. They're going to go back and see if that's the case. So stakes are high. We got to make sure we get everything right. So stay tuned. We'll be back with a ruling.
That's interesting, Taylor, especially because we don't see a lot of challenges. And since we don't see a lot of challenges from the Sharks, because to be fair, we don't see the Sharks lose a lot, right?
Yeah.
So since we don't see the Sharks lose a lot, we don't get to see them throw a lot of challenge flags. But I think they're saying the ruling. I can't quite hear what exactly is happening, but we'll find out in just a second from Daniel once we finish hearing from it. But in a minute, we're going to get into the next race, which is the triad. But let's go ahead and take it to Daniel. I'm not sure exactly what's happening. Daniel?
We're back. We got a ruling. It looks as though the referees were correct in their counting. The Sharks reps are going to stand as they were called on the grid. Coach Fico Gomez is going to lose this challenge for the Sharks, and the ruling is going to stand, and the Brigade are going to take the win for this race.
Thank Thank you for that, Daniel. That was really interesting. It looks like the score is now 12-12. It's all tied up. The Brigade are coming from behind, and they are not letting up.
I think what Fico saw was one of Sam's reps that his chest actually didn't touch the bar, but he finished the bar muscle up. But I saw there was like about an inch space in between him and the bar. And head ref, Brandon, he called a fault there. And so I think Fico thought that was a rep there. So I think that's what he was probably arguing right there.
Yeah, because not only do you have a referee, but you have a head referee that's overseeing the reps and making sure that the referee that's counting is doing the right call. So that's a good point, Taylor. But let's go ahead and see what we can look forward to specifically in this next triad. It's going to be women versus women here. They're going to face off 3 women on the grid at the same time. Reps being completed in every single designated station. And we're going to see who the best female team is. Taylor, talk to me a little bit about what we can expect to see.
All right, the women are going to start off with 10 devil's presses at 35 pounds, followed by 15 handstand push-ups. Then we have 15 D-ball squats. Those D-balls must be on the shoulder when you squat them. They're 100 pounds. Then we're going to move on to 4 ring muscle-ups, and then finish with 15 deadlifts on, at 205 pounds on an axle bar. This is actually the first time that the Grid League has used the axle bar. They're traditionally used with a regular bar, but today they are now going to be with a strong man and woman axle bar.
Can you talk to me a little bit about what an axle bar is and what the complication is with the axle bar?
It's a very annoying piece of equipment.
Okay.
No. It's a thicker bar. There's no spin or rotation with it. It's just a fixed position there. The grip is a lot thicker, so it's definitely going to tax your forearms and your grip a lot more than what a traditional barbell will. And then, of course, since it doesn't spin, it can push you in a more fixed position there. So the athletes, after all this work that they're going to be doing, the shoulder work, the grip work that they are going to be doing, when they do pick up that bar, it's not going to feel as locked in and secure as a traditional bar would be.
Definitely, and we see it playing out right now. We saw Mike Rosa really exaggerating his hips forward, which is what you're going to have to do with this deadlift bar, especially since you have to kind of push it into you to make sure that it's secure. You're definitely going to have to use mixed grip, which is one hand over, one hand under. So it looks like it's going to be a hard one, especially for the ladies trying to grip that. We definitely have smaller hands anatomically than men, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're able to pull it off. Kelsey Kiel's over there chalking up her axle bar already.
Which is actually very smart, because when you're in here, you're going to have some athletes that may go from that ring muscle up straight to the axle bar, so they're not going to have time to chalk up their hands. So being able to chalk up the bar before you get there would just help to make that grip just feel a little bit better.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing Kelsey Kiel in all the middle positions because she just chalked all of her own stuff. She chalked the D-ball in the middle. She chalked up her own axle bar. She got to chalk up her teammates' axle bar. I hope that doesn't come into play for them and it slips out of their hand later. She's going to be like, oh, no, I forgot. She's locked in right now.
You'll see some of the athletes as well, too. They have a sneaky piece of chalk in their shorts as well, too. So you may see some athletes, especially the gymnasts, like, where did that piece of chalk come up from?
Interesting. That's a fun fact. I didn't know that people did that.
They'll do that, and then they'll sneak it back in because they're not supposed to have the chalk out there because, of course, it falls out,
makes a mess.
Yeah, so typically they'll hide it in their shorts.
Ooh, illegal chalk on the grid. Yeah, they're hiding that chalk somewhere. I don't know where the ladies are hiding this chalk in these nice peachy shorts, though. So I love these shorts from Peachy Athletics. They're definitely some of my favorite, and the look of it on the uniforms is really nice. I think it complements all of everybody's uniforms really well.
They definitely do. I've really enjoyed having them as a sponsor. The uniforms look so much cleaner over the past years now.
That is awesome. Going into this next one, it's going to be female versus female, as I've said before. We spoke about it earlier. These two teams in particular have some of the strongest ladies in the league, and the ladies are really where they shine. So going into this next one, just on opinion based off of what we've seen today, what are we thinking?
Whew. this is going to be a tough one because both teams' women are very, very strong in the triad. The Brigade, they definitely have the utility side going for them. Their conditioning is very great, and then of course with a floor general like Jess Krezmien on there, she's going to definitely push the pace out there. You're going to see her a lot on there. But the Shark women, they are strong. They are strong, so they can handle the weight very easily. But they can also do gymnastics very well too. So if they can make it to the axle bar before the Brigade, I don't see the Brigade catching them.
I agree here. It's going to be hard, especially because a lot of the ladies on the Sharks, a lot of this is what they do. You know, a lot of the CrossFit elements. I would say the Tampa Bay Brigade have a strong ladies team, and we saw it play out on the ladder, excuse me. But the thing is, a lot of them are weightlifters. Right?
Weightlifters, but they got great utility athletes, but they're a little bit more on the smaller side. I don't know if Rebecca is in here. Yeah, Rebecca is in here, but they're just more utility biased.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. The Sharks, their women are just stronger. They're utility biased.
Gotcha. Let's see the ladies go head to head here. And they're off. They're starting off this female triad with 10 devil's presses. That's going to be 35 pounds in each hand. Got to go from the ground, chest to touch the dumbbells, and you're going to extend overhead.
So you already see Sydney do a smart technique that you see some athletes do, where every single rep she'll scoop backward just to get her closer to the start, just so she can tag out into Chelsea Renee. And she, it was an easier tag and transition there.
Yeah, it looks like the Sharks are the first ones off the devil presses. They're going into those handstand push-ups, which I feel like it's been a while since I've seen these, so I'm glad they're back. Chelsea Ranieri absolutely crushes those, that short range of motion. They do have to have their hands inside of the line, and even then her arms are so short that she's able to do it. Fico Gomez is yelling at her to stay in the game. Valerie gunning, getting ready for that D-ball. Kelsey Kiel getting ready for that D-ball. Few reps remaining for Sedona Townsend. 1 rep remaining, and they are on it.
Yeah, Sedona chose to do hers strict. I don't know if that was the best option. They weren't as fast, and it just allowed the Tampa Bay Brigade athletes to catch up with them.
That's right. You can hold this D-ball, I believe, any way that you want.
To be shoulder support.
Shoulder support? Okay. So it definitely gives them an advantage holding that 100-pound D-ball here. So you have to do 15 squats here. It's an awkward position. You got to make sure that you're hitting below parallel. So definitely really a hard one and an awkward one to hold.
Yeah, and you saw the Sharks. They took back the lead. This is why I talk about the strength of their women there. But they were able to go from the squats, and Kelsey and Sydney went straight to the ring muscle-ups, and that's the advantage that they have, having incredibly strong women, but they're also very good and fluent on the ring muscle-ups. And now look, that's what I said. They're the first to the bars. It's going to be very hard to catch up to these ladies.
Definitely. Kayla Hollings finishing up her ring muscle-ups. All the ladies on the Brigade getting ready, but the Sharks with hands in the air already. They're counting them down. Lady Sharks showing off here. Sedona Townsend switching out. Sydney Witter already finished her. Sydney Witter can deadlift over 500 pounds. So this is definitely her bread and butter. This is her time to shine. 2 reps remaining, 1 rep remaining, and the Sharks are going to take the female triad. Kayla Hollings to making up some time on the muscle-ups. Ariana Durham coming out. Jocelyn Williams over there for the Brigade, trying to come back from this.
Yeah, so the Brigade had a little bit of issues with the ring muscle-ups. They had 1 rep remaining on that first, in the first ring, set of rings and a ring muscle-ups, and they were trying to figure out who to do it. Kayla ran back and had to knock that out real quick before they could start on the deadlifts.
Definitely. Rebecca Rouse is so controlled here. She knows that she doesn't really have to kill herself on these, but we saw her actually doing the heavy bar at the end of sprint relay yesterday at over 300 pounds, which was very impressive. She has 1 rep remaining, and the Tampa Bay Brigade are going to finish under the time cap and secure that 1 point for finishing under the time cap. The Southwest Florida Sharks will take 2 points points for this race.
And this is what we were talking about earlier with, as far as the Sharks. Their women are just so strong but so versatile. So being able to have a group of women that strong that can clear the ladder but also turn around and be able to perform gymnastics as well as they are, that's a great testament to their depth right there. But both teams, they're typically really good in the women's triad there. So I'm excited to see these guys.
I mean, this was extremely exciting. I think it was the Brigade's to lose, essentially, because now we're going into the male triad. So it's going to be the same thing that the men are going to do, but just a little bit heavier than the women just did it. So it's going to be interesting to see. But we're going to come right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here. We're going to go to... Excuse me, we're not going anywhere because we got to find out what just happened on the grid, Taylor. There's a referee error somewhere in here on the Brigade side, so there could be a possibility of rerunning this.
Wow, I wonder if it has something to do with the rings. Whoa, if there was probably a missed rep or a fault, they're pointing to the first set of rings, which is where the issue came back to with the Brigade. So maybe there was a rep that should have counted that was a fault. Don't know. I think that's what they're looking into.
Definitely, and it cost them a lot of time. The problem is, though, that the Brigade slowed themselves down at the end for the deadlift, so it's going to be hard to determine if it would have definitively affected the outcome of the race. Let's hear a little bit about it from Daniel, because he has a better perspective over there. Daniel?
We are back on the grid. The referees have thrown their challenge flag. They need to do a review. The review is over the Sharks med ball squats, or D-ball squats. They're saying that the ball has to be on the shoulder. They're going to review whether the ball was on the shoulder or placed on the back. So they're taking a look at the footage now. Once we have a ruling, we'll be right back.
Oof.
For fun, right?
For fun. So we're going to find out what exactly the ruling will be and if they're going to rerun it, if they're going to keep it the same. What do you make of this?
I'm having fun.
Share with the class. Share with the class.
Look, this whole for fun is again about making a statement. But even if they did find something, they do have to rerun. It's still the Sharks to lose. Their women are just really, really strong, and if they have to, I think it's the last two elements that they'll have to finish. So they'll go into the ring muscle-ups, into the deadlifts. The Sharks still have the advantage. So it's like, do you risk tiring out your women even more so, to do that? Or do we just move on and just let the last two race determine everything?
I mean, there's a male triad, which they get at least 4 minutes to rest, followed by a sprint relay. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I know what I would. But Daniel, give us some more insight. Is there a ruling? Do we have something?
We're back. The referees have their ruling, and the grid race is going to stand. The referees looked at the tape, and it looks as though the Sharks' D-ball was in a correct position, so the race is going to stand. The Sharks are going to take this.
I wonder what the position that they saw was.
These balls are big and awkward, and so yeah. I've had to use them, and I'm a little lady as far as height concerned. So no matter where you put it, a part of that ball is still going to hit the back of your back, but it's still shoulder supported.
I was wondering, it might have been Sedona Townsend that was kind of doing it like a back squat, but I mean, you got small shoulders. Come on now.
She's a little girl, so the ball is huge, so it's going to spread over across the back, maybe across the back and shoulders. So I didn't really see anything wrong with it. It may have been positioned a little bit higher just to support it there, but I didn't see anything wrong.
Definitely, but let's have some fun now. We're going to hear from Rouse out here on the grid. Go ahead, Daniel.
We're here on the grid with Rouse of the Tampa Bay Brigade. Rebecca, We're in your hometown. What is it like having your team here and being able to share your home with them?
It's kind of surreal. It's a lot of fun. I get to have all my worlds really in one place. I know I said that in Tampa, but this is really the embodiment of that. I've got my team here, some of my now closest friends. I've got my company table over there with my husband running it. And we're here in Dallas where I live. It's just, everything feels right. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, everything's feeling right, but let's talk about you. You had the shoe off. What's going on? Are you injured? Because it sure didn't seem like you were injured.
I TBD on the injury. Something happened on the back handsprings, and I didn't really feel it during, I felt it after. As soon as I finished, I was limping a little bit. It's not my toe, it's like the middle of my foot. I think it's the impact from all the back handsprings. And I think I either jammed the joint or sprained a ligament or something. I don't think it's broken. I can walk fine-ish. I'm just trying to be a little cautious with it. I got one more race to run, and then we'll take a deeper look at it. Right now, I'm just trying to turn my brain off and show up for my team and do what I got to do.
Will that impact the rest of this match?
No.
There you go. You heard it. A little bit of an injury, TBD on how severe, but she's going to stick with it. She's going to muscle it out and finish this thing strong. Rebecca, I appreciate it.
Say one more thing. I know on my social media I talk a lot about sleep. I have not had enough sleep in the last 5 days in a row, and your injury risk increases by over 200% when you're sleep deprived, and I have not been injured in the last 2 years, and I woke up this morning and I was like, dang, I haven't had a lot of sleep in the last 5 days. I really hope that I don't get injured, and this is what happened. Maybe I spoke it or thought it into existence, but I know my lack of sleep had something to do with it. So get your sleep, PSA.
You heard it here, get your sleep.
Such a Marine.
She is such a Marine, and I love watching her on social media, and she really walks it like she talks it. You know, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I do this and I do that, and you should do it too. Rebecca is about that life, and she is the coolest ever. And I love watching her talk about it in real life, because it's like, I see you, girl, all the time on Instagram.
I feel like she was talking to me, though, about the lack of sleep. So
that's a big mood right now.
I need to take a nap.
That was a lot of fun. Hopefully she heals up before the playoffs, because they're definitely going to need her in that next match format. But let's go ahead and see what we can look forward to in the male triad. All right, we have some devil's presses. It's going to be a total of 10. The men's weight is going to be 50 pounds. Handstand push-ups is going to be 15. D-ball squats 15. The weight is going to change to 150 pounds. The men's reps for the muscle-ups are going to be 7. And they're going to do the deadlifts with the axle bar. It's going to be 15 of them at 295 pounds, so almost 300 pounds. Now that we know that we're going to look forward to, we're going to go ahead and come right back. Don't go anywhere. We're going to see a familiar face real quick.
The biggest tour.
So I landed yesterday, and as you know, I love exploring, so we're going to go to the famous Muscle Beach in Miami.
This place isn't for everyone, but it's nice to see that, wow, look at that. There's just massive planes just flying around. Tourist Dan has arrived in Miami. Being in shape shows that you're dedicated, you work hard, you take the time to look after yourself. It's a form of self-care, form of discipline, and it's a form of success like through your own body, which is quite cool. There's loads of free weights. Might get some kettlebells, practice some kettlebell snatches, because I've got them tomorrow, maybe. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. We're not going to give it away to the other teams though.
My dad probably just popped the rugby ball in my hand. I think I was basically doing contact rugby when I was 5, 6 years old. The way I got introduced to professional rugby was just watching it on TV, knowing that that was my dream, that's what I wanted to do. I managed to make it and sign my first pro contract when I was 17.
So we're at BJ's restaurant here, and I'm about to meet the team for the first time. Super excited, let's do it. Hello. I do exist. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, 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 hello. Nice to see you, you all right? Hello. Hey, Dan. How you doing, man? Kyle, nice to meet you, you all right? Hey, Mike, nice to meet you, you all right? I'm making a little video just saying I've come to America, so you can wave and say hello. Thank you. Excited for tomorrow. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it gets more exciting, doesn't it? I've seen the grid now. I haven't stepped foot on it, but I'm so excited.
The best sort of feelings, isn't it? A bit of adrenaline coming, so just trying to keep it a little bit calm, because I know that for me, as soon as that race sound goes, I'll be flying, hopefully.
Players ready. Stand by.
And we're back. Fun times with Dan Ty. We're getting ready for that male triad that we just got a taste of. It's going to be the same thing that the ladies did, but just a little bit heavier for them.
And just like before, like I was saying, like both men's team on both sides are traditionally very strong and confident here. But the Sharks, they are just so versatile and strong.
It's going to be a fight for sure. We're going to see who's the best men's team here. Let's go. And they're off. Roderick Holloway, Blake Kidder, Zion Zafra on the Sharks in green. And that's going to be Mike Rosa, Dan Ty, and Kyle Massey coming out for the Tampa Bay Brigade in blue.
And so we have over here on the Sharks side, we have David Blatt, Sam Martin, and Zion Zafra. They're coming in. And like I was saying before, the Sharks team, they're just so, again, just like their women, they're extremely strong, but they're also really conditioned and good at gymnastics as well, too. But the Brigade men, they've been showing that they are feisty, and they are here to show them that they aren't scared of anybody out here.
It looks like the Sharks kind of made it a little bit before the Brigade, but the Brigade had all their players on the wall before the Sharks did. So that might come into play here going into the D-ball squat. Roderick Holloway is grabbing that ball. He's putting it on his shoulder, and he is starting at the same time almost as Dan Ty. Dan Ty has some great squats. Zion Zafra, Blake Kidder joining him. They're doing great. All of these sides, it's Mike Rosa, Kyle Maskey, and Dan Ty still for the Brigade.
Yeah, these boys, especially the Brigade, they're going to have to move a little bit faster and be a little bit more aggressive on these squats so they can get to the rings a lot faster before the Sharks, because they got to put some kind of separation in between them and the Sharks on that barbell for the deadlifts. So Kyle has to pick it up so he can go ahead and tag out. He's running too slow. You got to pick it up. I know you're tired, sir, but you got to get out there. So it's all about who can get to that barbell first.
Definitely. They're so close together right now. It's kind of hard to count, but it looks like the Brigade, one of them already has the hands up. Now there's two hands up for the Sharks. Wow, I can't even wrap my head around what's happening. Chaffee's going to switch out for Mike Rosa. Who's going to get to the axle bar first is the question. Mike Rosa waiting in the wings. Nobody's waiting for the Sharks quite yet. And the Brigade are starting first for the axle bar, but can the Sharks make up time? Roderick Holloway, little too casual for comfort because the Brigade are taking this away. Who can move faster? Hands up in the air for the Brigade already. Mike Rosa doing those reps. Dalton Herrero finishing up first for the Brigade.
They gotta go and help it out.
Remaining. He's gonna finish off for the big dudes. Okay. I see you, Dalton. Let's go.
Dalton.
Finished it off.
Dalton, let's go. Dalton, I wasn't familiar with
Rosa,
your
8. That's right.
Let's go, Mike Rosa. I see y'all, boys.
Mike Rosa, we didn't get the right angle for Mike to do him justice, but he finished his breakfast, hit the little Ezekiel Elliott there at the end zone.
Hey. Whoa. I see the little chirpiness. But I was kind of nervous out there because, like, even though they had said they had to have enough separation between them and the Sharks, because even though they got to the bar last, the Sharks, the cycle speed for the Sharks is just so much faster. And Blake went through those so fast, and he was there already cleaned them up, and they only lost by just a couple of reps. That was awesome. That was a great fight and great execution from the Brigade men.
They totally took that one away. That was so exciting to watch. The Sharks were so close behind. Not sure where they lost the time here, but Dalton Herrero, what a talent. Don't count him out for anything, let me just tell you.
I was speaking with Dalton yesterday, and I was actually surprised. He said, I'm actually chilling out today. I was like, what? This race has rope climbs in it. And he's like, yeah. He said, and I'm not doing them. And like, it feels weird. He is arguably one of the fastest athletes with rope climbs. And to see him sit out in a match that had rope climbs and other pulling things shows you how confident that they were with their game plan and it played off. So now it left a very fresh Dalton out here to pick up some big boy weight out here. He's like, don't just call me a bodyweight specialist.
Yeah, definitely the MVP of this male triad here. Absolutely crushed it. But let's go ahead and give him some love here on the grid. And let's hear from the man himself. Go ahead, Daniel.
We're here with Dalton Herrero of the Tampa Bay Brigade. What an amazing performance in that male triad. Dalton, yesterday, not in the lineup. Today, you're in and making a huge difference. Saw you pick up the slack for some of your teammates and helping out, man. What is it like being on the team this season, and what's different between this season and last year's team?
Well, last year's team was kind of the same. We filled in a couple more pieces that we didn't have last year, but the camaraderie is ridiculous. There's never a hesitation to help each other out. We came into today knowing we were already in the playoffs. We wanted to give them a little scare. I think we're doing more than that today.
Yeah, the scare is definitely there. A little bit of adversity, up and down roller coaster, but obviously you got to be battle tested to win championships. And this right here is doing exactly what you guys need, is to battle test you and get you ready. What's the process after this is over with to prepare for a championship match? Because you're going to see them again.
Yeah, it's practice. We got to get together as much as we can in person and practice. That's where the errors happen. And if we run clean races, you see what happens. Let them make the mistakes. We just got to get together and practice. That's it.
Heard it here. More practice. Allen Iverson, we're talking about you. Practice matters. Appreciate it, Don.
I agree. Practice matters. I'm gonna call Dalton instead of Dalton Herrero, Dalton Hero.
Dalton Hero.
Dalton Hero.
That's what I thought his name was at first. I was like, oh, he's related to Tyler, of course. Yeah.
He's carrying that Miami swag, though.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. Now, we're going into this last race of this match, the sprint relay, and the score is a true tie, 15-15, Taylor. True tie. Whoever wins this one takes the cake.
Oh my goodness! And look, the Brigade were here yesterday, and they had to run the sprint relay quite a few times
and kept up every single time.
They are battle tested, like Jess said. This is for fun.
This might be an upset like we've never seen before. 3-0. Last season the Sharks were good, but this season they have been great. So for them to come out here and tie them going into the sprint relay is amazing.
The all season.
Don't count them out.
100%. And the Sharks, they've been looking superhuman all season. They did a great job with communicating yesterday. Today they look a little bit more tired, which again, that's going to come into play if they do make it to the championship come next month. How is their conditioning going to be in that second match there? I'm pretty sure they're going to address that. They're a very smart team. But that Brigade, they're showing right now that they are hungry right now, and that they, even if they are tired, they don't look tired. So their camaraderie and their fight and their heart right now is showing to be very competitive.
I love that for both of these teams. I mean, the Sharks needed this, and I'm sure going into the playoffs, they're going to want to make the statement that they have been making all season. But the morning chalk-up story that was written has a little bit slipped away from their grasp about the perfect season, untouched season. So
I think that was a jinx.
I think that might have been a jinx, morning chalk-up. They kind of did you dirty there, maybe a little bit, but just kidding. Much love for you. Thank you for covering the sport. But we're having a great time out here going into this last race. We'll be right back. You're going to learn what sprint relay is, and we're going to catch our breaths because we are so excited. Be right back.
The sprint relay is the final race of every match and is worth an extra point for the race win. It is a relay race with one player allowed on the grid at a time and 8 elements to perform. Any player can perform on any element, and substitutions can happen at any time, except when a player performs the last rep of an element. In that case, the player must run back to the start line, perform a 4-point touch behind the start line, and sprint through to the finish line, permanently leaving the race. The next player may enter once the previous one has crossed the finish line. The only exception is the distance element that ends at the finish line with no sprint back required. The catch is, 4 men and 4 women must finish the 8 elements. The sprint relay is a great balance of strategy to decide which players in what order are the best combination, along with clean and well-executed elements by the players, to lead to the best race outcome for the team. Remember, 4 men and 4 women must finish the 8 elements in the sprint relay.
And we're back. Friends, we have a true tie right now. The score is 15-15. No incompletes from both of these powerhouse teams. I need something from you right now. You need to comment down below who you think is going to take the sprint relay right now. Make some bets. Tell me what you think, because we're going into one of the biggest, closest races that we're going to see probably ever.
Look, this is a preview of the playoffs. So we already know that these are the 2 teams that's going to be playing each other for the championship in August right here. If this is any kind of indicator of what's to expect in just 1 month, I cannot wait for August to get here. But either way, I think this is a great test for both teams. Like, if the Sharks win, then they're definitely going to be battle tested. It's going to show their athletes that they can fight. But either way, the Brigade, they're going to leave more confident than ever. So they're going to come in, like Dalton said, they're going to continue to practice, sharpen up their skills, and then they're going to be going.
Definitely. Just to help you a little bit with your grid parlay, let's see what the movements are going to be so you can get a better feel of it. Go ahead, Taylor.
All right, so for the sprint relay, they're going to start off with 25 thrusters at 100-pound. This will be done on a 35-pound barbell. Then they got 25 pull-ups, followed by 10 dumbbell devil's press with 35 pounds. Then they have a farmer's carry with 215 pounds in each hand. That will be performed from start all the way through the finish line, followed by 15 bar-facing burpees, 4 backwards roll to support, 7 deficit handstand push-ups on a 10-inch deficit, and they're going to finish with another 25 reps of a thruster, bookended at 100 pounds.
Oof. Now, what do you think is going to be the difference maker here, Taylor, as far as the movements go? Let's take a look at them here.
Look, I love this. This is actually the format that we had to perform when we won our championship. So I'm very
against the Lions.
Against the Lions. So I'm very familiar with this format. I love this format because it's traditional grid. Nothing here, there's nothing too fancy in this. So it's all about the team that can run a clean race, a fast and clean race. You can't get any faults because that's going to switch the advantage very easily. So the bar facing burpees, of course, making sure you're hitting the standard, the leg spread, and the chest down is going to be a big one to definitely watch out for. But also, if they're going to put a guy or girl on the devil's press, I'm going to be interested to see if they're going to use that, because a guy will be able to punch and pull that a little bit faster, could give the other team, that team, the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking at the probably the burpees as well is probably going to be the one that kind of turns the tides here for these 2 teams. Both of these teams have insane burpee abilities, so just whoever can do that one the fastest it gets off that is going to have an advantage here.
So the rule for the sprint relay is that you have to have 4 men and 4 women cross to the other line. So whoever finishes the last rep has to run across. So the utilization of your women is going to be key. So if you have a lady that can do some of the high skill stuff like the backwards roll to support or the deficit handstand push-up, it's going to be a huge advantage because you can place a guy in some of the other areas like the devil's press and the bar facing burpees. So depending on the strength of the women and the depth of the women is going to be another thing to look out for.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go ahead and take a look at the game faces out here on the grid. There's a lot on the line for both of these teams. Not a lot of dancing like we usually see from the Sharks. They're usually chilling, coasting by, but they're definitely feeling the pressure and feeling battle tested, as you've been saying, Taylor, I think is the right way to explain that. But a lot of intensity here, a lot of just, I don't know. I'm just intense. I'm tachycardic. This is an intense one, guys. Don't blink. Don't miss it. Tell me what you think. Let's go. and they're off. Zion Zafra onto the bar first, completing those thrusters. Kyle Massey not too far behind. Now they're at the same pace. Woo. They are flying through these.
Yeah. You see Kyle Massey actually has a wider stance, which will help decrease that range of motion just a little bit more. But as long as his hips are getting down there, I think this is a great technique for him. But both athletes are actually moving really fast. I think the Sharks have a hair bit of advantage, but you probably may see a woman, there's Sydney coming in to finish there.
Sydney's going to finish off those last few reps. 2 remaining, 1 remaining for the Brigade. Rebecca Rouse finishes, Sydney ahead of her, and Sydney is going to cross the finish line first, bringing out Chelsea Rainieri. She's going to be doing those 25 pull-ups, and you can butterfly them. Remember, this is not for fitness. This is for execution. You have to get your chin over the bar. That is the standard, and as long as you can do that, whoever does it fastest will win.
You see Marissa Oxenford over there. She's actually using a little minimum baby butterfly there, so her cycle speed is a lot faster than Chelsea, so she made up a little bit of time right there. Actually passed Chelsea right there.
Yep, and you know that she's gonna hit that fast sprint. Both of these ladies are insane with the gymnastics, but the Brigade are able to catch a little lead here. Going into the Devil's Presses, 35 pounds in each hand. That's Valerie Gunning for the Sharks. That's Dalton Herreros for the Brigade, who is going to finish these off first. Hand in the air for Dalton. Hand in the air for Valerie. Dalton's keeping his lead so far. 3 reps remaining. Dalton's about 1 rep ahead here. He's slowing down a little bit. It's a tough one. 1 rep remaining, and Dalton's placing those dumbbells down and finishing ahead of Valerie Gunning. It's going to be a sprint. Dalton's going to be in there first, and that's going to bring out Mike Rosa. Mike Rosa has those in his hand, and he is flying down the grid, but he's going against Blake Kidder, and Blake Kidder is making up some time here. Mike Rosa is going to finish first, bringing out Jess Krezmien for the burpees. I'd hate to go against Jess on a burpee. Sedona Townsend has the 2nd best record on the burpees in the whole entire league, against rivaled only by Jess Krezmien in blue right here, who is going to finish first. Hands in the air for Jess. 2 reps remaining for Jess, 3 remaining for Sedona. Jess is going to finish first. It's a 4-point touch, and Sedona is going to finish as well, but the Brigade have deepened their lead. Chris Chaffee is coming out. Chris Chaffee's coming out to do those 4 backward roller support. It's basically you roll up into a muscle up. It's kind of a crazy movement. He's going against Quentin Ambrosio.
Former bodyweight specialist of the year.
Quentin Ambrosio is already finished. Quentin Ambrosio making up time for his team. Chris Chaffee has 1 more miscommunication. Sam Martin has to come out and do these handstand push-ups at a 10-inch deficit. A total of 7. Hand is in the air already. This is going to cost them. Hannah Bissett is going to be coming out for the Brigade. Samuel Martin coming out, 4-point touch, and he is getting out of here. They are going to have to do something crazy to make this up. Hannah Bissett is finished, and she has to tag someone out. There is Nick Shappy, 25 thrusters at 100 pounds. You gotta do them fast, and unfortunately, they're going against Nick Shappy.
You ain't catching him. You ain't catching him.
No hands in the air quite yet. Dentai just got there. Nick Shappy is working on him. He is not letting up. He knows that he has the lead. That does not matter. The Sharks came here to win. They came in here with a perfect score. They had something to prove, and Nick Shappy is going to come off the barbell first. 4-point touch for Nick Shappy, securing the match win and the sprint relay win for the Southwest Florida Sharks.
Wow. Give it up for Quentin. 4-time bodyweight specialist of the year. Well, I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. There goes that challenge flag.
It's the backward rolls to support. I don't think something happened with the counting, I think.
Yep, I knew that was going to happen. I was like, I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to wait for it. Coach Tomas threw that challenge flag. I'm glad they had a challenge flag. I knew it was going to happen.
I was about to say, do they have a challenge flag?
I thought they used them, but there's a red flag on the floor, so they have something, because usually they take them away. Oh, I think he won one of them. Oof. Yeah.
We're going to find out in just a second what exactly that one was. But that was an insane sprint relay run. If they have to do that again, that is going to hurt. We said it was going to be over after this. It's not quite over. We're going to find out exactly what's happening. But you just got to bear with us and don't click away. Oh, it looks like Daniel has some information from us. Thank goodness you're here, Daniel. Talk to me. Tell me a little bit about what's happening right now.
We have a referee challenge. The stakes are so high, we got to make sure we get this right. So they're going back and they're reviewing the amount of reps that Chris Choppy did on his backward roll to support. They want to make sure that the right amount of reps were done. They're going to review it. Once we get a ruling, we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
Wow, thanks, Daniel. So it looks like if this is a true challenge and they're able to challenge this and it gets rerun, we're going to be doing the last 4 of sprint relay, as we've already learned from yesterday of how many times that we had to do it.
We're pros at this now.
Yep.
Oh, so if this happens, then it's going to start off with 15 bar facing burpees into the forward backwards row to support, into the 7 deficit handstand push-ups at 10 inches, and then finish with the 25 thrusters at the end. So it's going to start, if this does happen to be upheld and they do have to rerun it, then Jess Krezmien is going to definitely give them the lead. But it's going to come back down to just like what we saw before. Quentin, 4-time bodyweight specialist of the year, came back and performed flawless reps and caught them back up. And you have to get to the bar before Nick Shapiro on there, because it's very hard to catch him once he's going.
Yeah, I definitely, like, that is Nick Shappy on that barbell, so you really want to make sure you're doing what you got to do. Don't go anywhere. We're going to give you a view of the grid, but we're going to find out some more information from you.
I love working out. I'm super passionate about fitness. It's been my life for the last 15 years. 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with osteoporosis. My hips were bothering me, joints were hurting. It would hurt going to bed, it would hurt waking up. It would just like hurt doing daily tasks. I did actually retire from CrossFit because of it. Wasn't sure if I wanted to continue in the fitness space. Lubricin has been my secret weapon to maintain my fitness journey free of pain. I love Lubricin. It's really easy to take. You know, it tasted really good. Every single morning is the first thing I do. Chug a glass of water, take some Lubricin. I'm good to go for the day. Right now, my body's felt better than it has in the last 4 years when I did go to see the doctor for my hips. So I wake up, no pain in the mornings. Working out feels great. About a year ago, it would take 30 minutes to warm up to just to be able to squat. Now it takes about 5 to 10. And it's been feeling really good. 3-4 years ago, I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue fitness at all, but I'm glad that I'm able to now, feeling good.
And we're back, friends. No ruling quite yet, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of clarification while we're on here on the grid, and tell you that it wasn't a flag thrown by the Tampa Bay Brigade as we thought. It was a red flag on the floor, so I was correct in you know, wondering about that. So thanks for me. But it was actually a referee flag that was thrown on the floor as well. I think the Brigade just did that for funsies, but go ahead and give us a little bit more clarification, Daniel.
We're back with the ruling. The referees have reviewed the footage and they are correct. They made the appropriate count, so the reps that were needed to be completed were completed. However, the race is going to go to the Sharks and the match is going to be a victory for the Sharks today.
So that's a Sharks win. The Sharks were cheering. Fico's telling them, hey, stop cheering. Now they get to celebrate, I guess. But he was saying, hey, chill out. We didn't do our best today. And they have some going back to the drawing board to do, definitely. A lot of love between these two teams at the end of the day. They always face each other. They've always been, even when we were the Florida Grid League, they've kind of always been in the same conference. So they always face off against each other. They were part of the Northern Conference when that was a thing. But now they are both part of the Western Conference and have dominated that. The Brigade have lost their perfect record record. So now they are 3-1, and the Sharks keep their perfect match record of 4-0. But the Brigade definitely gave them a run for their money, and they are going to fight in the playoffs. We're gonna have to see a rematch of this in August, Taylor.
Oh, and I cannot wait. So now the regular season is officially over for these two teams, and so now it's back to 0-0. So if once you get to the playoffs, it's a clean slate. So the records, whatever you did during this point, doesn't mean a thing now. So it's just a single elimination. Whoever wins that is going to the championship. And look, the Tampa Bay Brigade, they put the whole league on blast. Not just the Sharks, but they're like, don't count us out. Don't count us out. Y'all can look at the Sharks all you want to, but we know who we are.
That's right. They were playing the Baby Shark song and just dancing it out, and now they get to celebrate. It's official. They won the match, and that's the ruling, and that's what happened. And we're going to just have to see what happens in this rerun. I think this is the match to watch in August, so you definitely don't want to miss it. It will be in Kissimmee, Florida, but that's the end of the regular season for these two teams. What a blast that we've had here today. We're coming back to you at 11:30. I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you to watch the next one. And in the meantime, I'm Cassie Martinez.
And I'm Taylor Stallings.
We'll see you soon.